Hey there guys, welcome to this episode of Landlord Go. In the previous episode, we bought 5 hospitals, and it's been months since I recorded any episode. That episode was recorded before the update that introduced influence and contracts came out. So I don't know how many months it's been. It's October this time that we're recording again, so about 2 or 3 months. And in today's episode, we're going to go through all the things that I bought, that I sold, and all the changes that I've made to my portfolio since the previous episode. The reason I couldn't record or upload videos was I was extremely busy with a lot of other things, so I couldn't actually record, and there were a lot of guests and things going on at home, so I couldn't record any videos, even though I did play a little bit. Also, I didn't really play as much as I could have. As you can see, I only have 907 coins. I could have had like 5 or 6k coins if I had actually collected all of them at the right time, and I didn't do that. I didn't open the game for days. I didn't open the game for weeks sometimes. So that's the thing that's happened, but now I have the time to record, so I'm going to record, and we're going to go through everything that I've done since the previous episode. So if you go through the video profile of YouTube on this channel, you will see in the previous episode we didn't have much properties aligned here, but right now, and let me just clear the filter first. We are on a filter, so let me just clear the filter first. We have about 42 properties in our portfolio. In the previous episode, you could see in the previous video, there are around, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 properties at max. So we've doubled the number of properties that we have in this episode. And this paperwork that's going on for now is of a recent trend that's actually going on right now. You can see there's a 50% discount on jewelry stores. So I was going around the map, and I bought a few jewelry stores, and I also bought a few shares for the jewelry stores that we already owned. So let's go through all the properties that we have. So you can see that there's about 8 to 10 jewelry shops that we own now. And apart from that, the Narni Super Specialty Hospital, which is something we already owned in the previous episode. We bought this hospital in the previous episode, and Headcare Hospital also in the previous episode. So let's forget about that. Then we bought a few FMs, just one, I guess, 94.3. There was a discount. Then there was a discount on art galleries, so we bought some of those. We bought some banks. Then we bought some restaurants, and I think we already own these restaurants, so we just bought the additional shares that were available in the market. And then we bought some government buildings, some banks again, some other government buildings. So there's still a discount on this, and we can still buy the outstanding shares that are in the market for this shop. Because Dar Jewelers, I don't know, I will have to go to the map and find it. So let's just go with it, and let's not actually buy anything for that, because the additional share is going to be like what, 1.4 1.5 million, and I don't think the effort to find it would be worth it. So let's forget about that. Let's continue with the video. So there's a few government buildings, Shani Mandir, which we kept, we didn't sell the last time. A few other government buildings, some banks, some government buildings, and another jewelry shop that we can upgrade, but we're not going to waste our time finding it, because, you know, just 100 or 200 shares would be available in the market, and that would be 1.5 2 billion or 3 million, and 1.5 to 3 million not worth the effort, man, because we are in the billions market right now. So I don't think that 1.5 or 3 million would be worth the effort. So now let's go into the main screen of our portfolio, and we can see that we are now at 20.7 billion. Last time we were at 13 billion, so there's a 7 billion difference that has happened here. Let's go into the leaderboards, and in the country we are at 79. We've actually dropped from 75 to 79, and in the world we are at 8241. So because we didn't play for a long time, there are other players that have caught up to us. And if you can remember, Shark Tank TBOS, the third number here, worth 13 trillion, was actually the first in the country, and now Kagami is the first one. And in here, in the world rankings, the first guy was worth 3 point something quadrillion. Now this guy is only 1.4 quadrillion. So I think it's because they sold their properties to buy other properties and stuff like that. So maybe that's the reason this has happened. But then if you go into the into the portfolio again, we can see that there are a few properties. Let's just look at the properties that are worth over 1 billion. So we know what we need to sell to get an interesting property again for ourselves. So 2 billion for this hospital, 1.2 billion for FM, Hedgewar Hospital, 2 billion. Then we have, this is also good, CSI International Arrivals, which is 784 million. Then there is Sant Eknath Hospital, which is 1.9 billion. Then there is Metropolitan Magistrate Court, which is 610 million. Chief Metropolitan is 436 million. Sigma Hospital is 2.7 billion. Another Sigma Hospital is 2.5 billion. And then the State Commission is 566 million. Then there is LIC 243 million. So these are all, some of these are really cheap. Like if you go to, let's say, Hotel Labirucci is 31 million, New Bernardas Dairy Farm is 10 million. And since we've been holding these properties since forever, so we're going to hold those anyway. And because we have already put in the effort to upgrade those properties with the coins here, you can see the cards are all at 5%. We're not going to sell those properties. We have wasted our coins on those. And let's go into the portfolio again, and let's come to this tab. So Tycoon, we are at 45, which is level 9 currently. Speculator, we are at level 12, which is 24%. Landlord, we are at level 7, which is 14%. Accountant, we are at level 21, which is 21%. Auctioneer, we don't use the auctioneer because we don't actually bid on the marketplace, and we'll go through why we don't bid on the marketplace. So just hang on a moment. And then there's Innovator. So Innovator is level 10 at 10%, and then Lawyer is level 9 at 10. So there's a little background noise going on, but I can't really help it, so please ignore that. So the thing is, we don't really bid on the marketplace because the properties that are worth bidding are actually bid over their prices. So for example, you can see here, the hood is 1.9k for one share. That's the value of the property, but the bid is at 18.2k. So if I had to bid for this property, I'd have to bid for 18.2k. I can obviously bid lower, but you know, the other bids are, the last bid is 17.4k for a property that's 1.8k. And that's the reason, if you go through all the properties that are worth buying, you can filter those out from bids high to low or whatever. So when something has higher number of bids, it's actually more people are interested in that property. So you can assume that that property would give you would have more value. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just tired. But anyway, you get the gist of the thing is that it's not worth actually to bid on the marketplace, and plus it takes coins for the bids. So if I had to bid for this, for example, I'd have to spend 1 coin for the bid, and there's no guarantee that my bid would be the highest and I would get the property. There could be someone else who comes along and at the last moment bids something higher and gets the property, so my coin's wasted. So I don't think that's worth it. So we don't really ever bid on the marketplace. We've never even done a single bid on the marketplace, and that's why our auctioneer is at level 1. Then our innovator is at level 10, so we get a 10% in additional revenue when we sell a property. So if you go into the portfolio, we've talked about this in the previous episodes as well. So let's say we want to sell something. Let's find out a property that's really not that expensive so we can sell it. There are a few properties, but you know, I don't really wish to sell any of those anyway. So what should we do? Okay, let's just do a hypothetical example first. So this property is 10 million. So if I go to sell this, the bank's going to give me a 20% tax reduction, and 8.6 million is what the property's value would be. So if I have the innovator with just a 10%, so that should give me another 800,000 in this property, because that's the 10% of 8.6 is 860,000. So add that to this and we get about 940. So 9.4 or 9.5 million, you can say, would be the amount of money we'll get after selling this property. So then that gives you a 10% extra. So now there's a thing that I've figured out, or I've just thought about, is what if Let's go in over here and let's go to the innovator. So there are 75 levels of the innovator. You can see over here 10 out of 75. So what if we upgrade the innovator? We spend our coins on the innovator and upgrade it to something that exceeds the tax rate of the bank. So the bank's tax rate is 20%. So if we upgrade it to, let's say, 25%, which will be level 25, and it will take a lot of coins to get there, but let's say we do that, that means that we can instantly buy any property and flip it for a 5% profit, because 25% is what we're going to get from the innovator and 20% is what we have to give to the bank. So 5% is our own profit in that deal. So we can do that and generate and flip a lot of properties. And this thing came up in my mind because as recently as I've played the game for a few days, I've been looking at trends for the past few days. What's happening is there aren't enough trends that are interesting. So there are certain trends like this jewelry store, which is basically a 30 million, 40 million property, not more than that. It's a one-star jewelry store. So those trends are basically useless for us. That's not gonna get our value up a lot, because it will take a lot of those properties to get us somewhere worth it. So those trends are useless. And then there are other trends that are restaurants, Moroccan restaurants, Caribbean restaurants, and things like these. Actually, I don't even know if they exist in the city, so I'm not gonna go ahead and waste my time finding those. And I've looked at around a few times, but I couldn't find those specific restaurants. And then there are a few trends like the history museum or the art galleries. Those repeat themselves, but I mean, we already own a few of those, so we don't really, you have to actually sell your property first. So if you try to sell your property in a trend, it will sell for the discount. So if something is worth 500 million and there's a 50% discount on it, you can buy it for 250 million. But if you own the same property for 500 million and there's a 50% discount, if you go ahead and sell it, you lose 50% of the discount and 20% of the bank value. So you lose 70% value on that property, and that will sell only for 150 million, which is 30% of the original value of the property. So these are the things. The trends that are showing up are pretty garbage. Land property trends aren't showing up, so you can actually buy land property like you used to previously. Thanks for removing the concept of contracts. The contracts was pretty much shit. But if you go into the filter and turn it to land, we can actually buy these properties right away. But the problem is these things don't appear in the trend anymore. So we, as if you followed this entire series of videos, you know that we have made most of our money through these land properties, Uran and Taloja village and properties like that. So there were trends, and we knew a few properties that would really benefit us all the time. So we were constantly going ahead, flipping those properties, and trends were really good for us in the previous time, 3-4 months ago, where this shitty update didn't come up. But things are different now, so there are not many trends happening. So what we have decided to do is upgrade our innovator to a value that's higher than the discount, that higher than the tax reduction that the bank imposes on us. So we will go up to 25%, would be the first target, and then keep on upgrading our innovator. So we hit it to about a 40 or 50%. So then at 50%, let's say at 50%, we will have an instant profit of 30% on any property. So we would be turning a 1 billion property in for a 300 million profit instantly. Obviously, there is this paperwork timing and all that things to consider, but you get the gist. You don't really have to wait for trends. Then you could actually go ahead and buy any property, and that would be your trend. And that's just a theory. I don't really know if that will work in the game, if upgrading the innovator to actually going over the bank's tax reduction does anything beneficial for us, or is there an algorithm that prevents us from getting a maximum of 20%, anything over 20% profit. I don't really know, so we'll have to see with that, but that's the theory we're going to go with. There is no other thing that we can actually do to bypass the restrictions of the game that is imposed on us. So I'm going to collect this, and there's a 50% discount on 3-star hospitals. So let's just go ahead to our hometown, turn off the agent listing, because there's a lot of hospitals in my hometown. And you can see that these hospitals that we bought in the previous episode were actually 4 stars, but now they are 3 stars. So there's a 50% discount on those hospitals. So we can buy these remaining shares of these hospitals. So this one is what? Okay, wait a second, 585 for 562 million with a 50% discount, which is 1.1 billion valued. Actually, the actual value of that property would be 1.1 billion, and we'll get it at a 50% discount at 562 million. So this one is, let's see, 287. This one is 577, and this one is 577 as well. So we'll need about what, 1.8 billion for us to buy all of these. Let me turn off the volume, because I think this sound is going to go in my mic, and it's also being recorded, so there will be an echo with the game sound. Sorry for that, I didn't realize it earlier, but it's what it is now. So let's see what we can do. We can actually sell the MyFM, which is 1.1 billion with a 20% reduction, would be what, 20 to 20 million would be the reduction. So 900, so we get about 900 million, and then the innovators 10% will give us another 90 million in that, so about 9.9. So that would be 990 million, or somewhere in the range of 1 billion is what we're gonna get after selling this. That will land us at 1.7 billion. So it will actually fulfill our requirement for now. And anyway, we bought the property for flipping, so let's just go ahead and sell it. It doesn't matter, we are the only shareholder for this. 1500 old shares are ours. Let's sell that. 942 million, and remember the 10% that we will get with this. So 942 plus 10% should be 1.5 billion. So let's see if we get 1.5 billion with that. 1.05, I'm sorry, 1.05 billion, and we do. So we're now at 1.8 billion. Let's go into the property manager, and let's see, let's go with the most expensive one first. That's 562, 287, 577, 562, 577, 200. So this one here, Santekna Hospital, is the most expensive one. Let's buy that one, and we have 1.2 billion left. Let's go with this one. Let's buy that one. Oh, it says paperwork slots full, increase lawyer level. Okay, so I'm gonna come here, go in here, and lawyer. So 200 coins for it to go for 1 slot. That's robbery, but we need 3 slots, so we'll have to spend all of our coins actually for just the lawyer, I guess. So we'll have to wait on the innovator theory maybe, or let's just go to the portfolio. Let's see which of these takes the least amount of time. This one is 30 coins only. This one is 29 coins. This one is 29 coins. So there are 3 of these at 29 coins each. So we could spend like 90 coins and get over it, and not worry about the time it takes, not worry about the slots, because we will take a lot of time to get to 900 coins again. So it's better to just spend the 90 coins that we have here to free up 3 slots to buy the 3 properties that we need. Do we need 3 slots? Let me just check once. Yep, we do need 3 slots. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's see if there's something cheaper. Nope, the 29 coins is the cheapest that we have. So 1, okay, 2, and 3. We've never done this actually. We have never spent coins on finishing a property, but you know, we're working against the clock here, so that was the best thing that we could do instead of spending like, so that the level of innovator, let's go here, the level of lawyer, sorry, would take 200 coins for 1 level. So the next level would be 250 coins. After that would be 350 coins. So we would be spending about 200, 250, 450 plus 350, 800 coins on just this thing, which we don't really need. The reason we have all the slots full is because we bought this stupid jewelry thing, and I wasn't actually finding any trends that were in my favor, so I just went ahead with this one as soon as it popped up. It was a 50% discount, but you know, we spent a full slot on a property that was just 1.4 or 1.5 million sometimes. So that's a problem that we created ourselves, but to solve it, we didn't need to spend the 800 coins. So we just solved it with 90 coins, so not an issue. Let's go ahead and let's buy the most expensive one, which is here. Let's buy this one. And then 645 million is which we have. Let's buy this one here, which is more expensive, 562. And now we are at, that is just it's just stuck again. When it's gonna refresh. Okay, it's refreshed. So we are at 83 million now, but we really need a little more. We need, how much do we need? It's not going to show us. I think it was 200 and something million. So let's just go ahead and sell a property that's not worth much. Let's see. If we sell a property that's around 200 million in valuation, we should be good to go. And there are a few properties 200 million valuation. What about this one? So there's 2 shareholders to this property. How much does it take for the upgrade? 11 coins. Okay, not bad, but we don't own a lot of the shares of these properties, just 408 shares. So I think this is a good one to sell. Let's go ahead and sell this one. So we are at 218 million now. I think that's not going to be enough. It was 280 something. We can buy 228, not the all 300 shares that are outstanding in the market. So I have to sell something more for about a 50, 60, 70 million profit. So let's see if we have an 80 million property that we can just sell. Yeah, there is an 80 million. There are actually 2 properties worth 80 million, which is Mantralaya and GIC RE headquarters. So we don't even own all the shares for that. We just own about 200, 300 shares of each. So let's just go ahead and sell the headquarters first. There's another guy who owns like 2,900 shares of this property. And there's another guy who owns 2,000 shares of this property. So let's sell the Mantralaya first. 64 million from that. I think that should be enough. 288 million. Let's see if we can buy all 300. Yes, we can, because we need 287 to buy those, and we have 1 million extra. So let's buy the property. So now we are at 1, 2, 3, 4. All the hospitals bought, and I think there should be one more hospital in this region. The Hedgevar Hospital, which is not showing up on the map for some reason. I don't know why. It should be there because let me just see if my location is turned on. Oh, there's an update. Who cares? My location's turned on. The Hedgevar Hospital is not showing up. If you go into our portfolio, you'll see it over here. There's a trend on this hospital as well, and it will give us a trend of about 200, 300 million, at least 200, 300 million. But we can't really see it on the map for some reason. This is also an issue with the property agent. Maybe if you turn it on and off. Let's see if we find that hospital. Nope, it's still not showing up. And that's a blow of about 200 to 300 million. We could have sold another property for that. It's like we don't really care about the properties because we bought them for flipping anyway. And there's 20 coins, so let's 2x the reward. Let me just watch this ad. So it did give us 40 coins. Now we are at 860 coins, but we still can't see Hedgevar Hospital in that list, which we should have seen anyway. And since our agent is actually in Mumbai, we can't really move him in time to this location which is far away if you zoom out. I quit for some reason, something went wrong. Check your internet connection. Well, nothing's wrong actually. Okay, quit by mistake. Let's go back to the agent. And I still can't see Hedgewar Hospital. Why? Stay. I hate the gestures on this phone, but I have to go with it now. So the other properties are here in Mumbai. So Mumbai is here and this is here. If I try to bring my agent here, let's turn on the agent. Let's not zoom out. Let's see if that's going to take 2 hours 48 minutes, and I'll have to watch a lot of ads to skip that to get him to Aurangabad to find more hospitals and then flip more properties. Let me see if we even have properties to flip in the first place, because all the properties that were worth something were hospitals. There are a few properties that are 600, 700 million, 500 million, 700 million. So there's a few properties that will give us about 2.5 billion if in case we need to. But then I have to watch a lot of ads for our agent to move from this location here in Mumbai to my hometown. So I don't think that's worth it. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I don't think it's worth it. That's a lot of ads. So we'll just let go of Hedgewar Hospital for now. Let me just try it one more time. Not showing up. So let's let go of Hedgewar Hospital for now. If you know how to get to a property that's already in your portfolio, or how to buy additional shares of the property that's already in your portfolio without actually moving your agent to that location, please let me know in the comments below, because this property is in our portfolio, but I don't really know how to go to this property and actually buy more shares of this property that are outstanding without actually moving my agent from my location to this property's location. So if you know that, please let me know in the comments below. And after doing this thing, buying the hospitals, we are now 23.9 billion. Let's just go into the leaderboards. In the country, it's going to take 4 minutes to update, and in the world we are at 7714. So we've jumped about 500 ranks in the world. And the server, we are at 13th rank now at 24 billion. In the country, we are at 75, but we should be at, let's just check. Yeah, we should be at 75. So it's already updated. We are at 75. So instead of 79, we are now at 75. And if we would have been able to find Hedgewar Hospital, we would be at 24.5 billion, because that would be a 500 million jump at least. So, but we can't find it, so it's okay. We're not gonna move our agent from Mumbai to Aurangabad just for one hospital. So that's it. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and hit the bell icon or the notification icon so you don't miss a video when it's out. Thank you for watching. We'll meet you next time in a new video.